Hey, Needlebender757 here with another 757 Boulder Built Amplifier video. This is of my 3cx3000 A7 box. This thing it's got some history to it. I originally got this as a 160 meter mono-banded box. Before that it was an all-band box, before it was mono-banded to 160. And I went up to Luke Miller's up there in Idaho to have him help me do the conversion to 11, which we pretty much knew we had to put a 3-turn tank coil in here. And after I blew the blocking caps out of it after a week of use, these old blockers here, one was cracked, and as it warmed up inside the case, leaked oil, and that changed the value. And when it heated up, it actually lit some of the oil on fire and was burning like a little candle in there. So I had to flip it off and blow the candle out, and yeah, I had to replace those. It had 3 of these located right down in here, and as suggested by Luke Miller, I put these monster blockers in there that will never fail. And by adding this, all this strapping in here, instead of such a short distance to the tube, in order for it to tune out properly on the output tune, I had Needlebender 785, Tony, helped me with that, and working my new Nano VNA there in the process. We pretty much knew I had to take this down to 2 turns, and so we did that, and it fell into place, but we had a double resonant dip in the meter there, so we shortened the strap here about 1 inch, and that made that go away and made it want to play nicely, and it's got a perfect 1-to-1 flat match on the output tune. So we got this output all squared away here, and I did some changes here. We had this, this is an all-band unit here that we had in there. Lots of wire, lots of very thin wire, way more than necessary for mono banding on this band. And in fact, this one has about twice the amount that's actually required, but it's a lot shorter and a lot thicker wire, so that should work out a lot better for us and give us a lot more power. And we also had a choke in here that we removed and took out that should help a little bit as well. So we're just trying to get it to work clean and efficient on one band here. And added this in here. This is for a meter. There was an output tuner, or I mean input tune knob right here where we had the band selector switch before. And we had one output knob, and we had a little tuning network box underneath in there, and it just wasn't, I mean, it would tune out fine, but as soon as we redid this changed the input tune a lot when we changed the output tune. So in order to get it to work properly, we figured I'd just redo the whole thing, and I put new tuners underneath there, and we removed the tuner from here and put a voltmeter in there, so we now can monitor the voltage. And what we did last week when Tony was over here, Needlebender 785, we went underneath here and we redid our filament choke. Put that heavy duty filament choke in there, and then later on I put this blocker in there and redid all the feed, and there's the new tuning network, and I built that coil and redid everything. All new coax in there, all RG400 done throughout in there, and it was just some really thin garbage. And our filament choke was really thin wire and really long. It was a ham filament choke made for all band, and that was probably holding us back a little. Because when I left Luke Miller's, this thing was only doing 6,000 watts, and that's because all this needed to be redone down here, I believe. So I've really rebuilt the entire RF deck, input and output on this thing now. We also added new heavy-duty wires there to the contactor. We had two 12-gauge feeds going to this. It's got weird setup. It had it has two power feeds going in here, and I changed the main important one over to a 6-gauge. So he's now got two power feeds, and the main one being a 6-gauge wire. You can see this thing's got a monster transformer in there, so I don't think that that's an issue for putting out power. And we've got an absolute huge capacitor bank in here, filter bank, so don't think that's an issue either. We had a BNC connector there for our input. We now have an SO239 on there, so that's nice and new. With any luck, we're going to get this thing fired up here later on today and see how it works. I've got to go pick up Tony, Needlebender 785, and he's going to double check my work. We're going to do some test measurements on impedance here and there, and we're probably going to go in here and readjust the voltage on the biasing there, and we're going to fire up and see if we can warm up my 5,000 watt dummy load, because this thing, both times I've had it up and running, we've only got 6,000 watts out of her, and I'd like to see 10,000 watts is what I believe we should get out of her now. So we're going to work on it, and hopefully we get her working real good here. I just love this this case here. I mean, this is a nice setup right here. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. We're going to get this thing back together today and test her out. Needlebender 757, Boulder, Colorado. We're going to get back on the side smoking. Hopefully it's not this box. See ya.